You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Today we make a critical analysis of the legal issues surrounding R. Kelly, a case that has drawn widespread attention and that continues to spark heated debates in legal circles and beyond. Let's discuss the core issue at the heart of this case. That is the government's alleged ex-post-facto application of the law, a practice explicitly prohibited by the U.S. Constitution. This principle is not just a technicality. It's a bedrock safeguard designed to protect all citizens from retroactive punishment and overreach by the government. What does it mean when the very institutions tasked with upholding justice manipulate these rules to serve a particular agenda? Let's explore this in detail. First, let's clarify what ex-post-facto laws are and why they're universally condemned. Article I, Section 9 of the U.S. Constitution explicitly prohibits Congress from passing ex-post-facto laws. These laws would criminalize actions retroactively, or increase the punishment for acts that were lawful when committed, or that had less severe punishments. This constitutional safeguard is part of our Bill of Rights, a collection of protections meant to ensure fairness, justice, and the rule of law in every legal proceeding. It guarantees that individuals have the right to know the consequences of their actions at the time they act, protecting them from arbitrary changes in the law that could unfairly ensnare them. The rationale is simple but profound. Without this safeguard, governments could arbitrarily change the rules of the game to target individuals or groups, undermining the predictability and fairness which are the hallmarks of a just society. The ex-post-facto clause is not some obscure technicality, it is a fundamental principle woven into the fabric of American law and governance. Now, let's examine how this principle applies to R. Kelly's case. Federal prosecutors accused Kelly of a series of crimes spanning decades, including racketeering, coercion, and the exploitation of minors. The charges stem from alleged activities that date as far back as the 1990s, long before many of the laws cited in his trial were even enacted. To secure convictions, prosecutors invoked interpretations of statutes that had evolved significantly over the years, effectively applying current legal standards to past actions which is not acceptable by the laws of this land. This approach in fact raises significant constitutional concerns. By interpreting older conduct through the lens of contemporary laws, the government sidesteps the protections guaranteed by the ex-post-facto clause. It's akin to moving the goalposts mid-game, altering the rules to ensure a particular outcome which in the real sense is legal malpractice. This tactic doesn't just undermine the integrity of the justice system, it sets a dangerous precedent where anyone could potentially be prosecuted for actions that were not crimes at the time they occurred. Imagine introducing new traffic rules, or amending already existing ones and calling out all drivers who enjoyed driving while following old rules to pay new fines. Who in their right senses does that? Even a fool will be quick to identify a misstep in such a move. Legal scholars have long cautioned against the dangers of ex-post-facto interpretations of the law. Therefore, this isn't just about R. Kelly, it's about the broader implications for justice in America. When the Department of Justice, an institution entrusted with upholding the rule of law, appears to bend or reinterpret those laws to target an individual, it erodes public trust in the legal system. How can citizens have faith in a system that selectively applies its principles based on public opinion, political or societal pressure? In fact, critics of the government's approach in this case argue that the charges brought against Kelly should have been dismissed outright. Actions taken decades ago cannot be retroactively prosecuted under laws that didn't exist at the time. Such legal gymnastics not only violate constitutional protections, but also undermine the credibility of the justice system itself. The Department of Justice's actions in this case raise the troubling possibility that public outcry influenced their decision-making process. And that is only if they were not bribed by Sony and other stakeholders in this crucial takedown of yet another great artist. Instead of adhering strictly to the letter of the law, prosecutors may have felt pressured to deliver a conviction at all costs, even if it meant skirting constitutional safeguards. This is a dangerous precedent, one that threatens the rights of all defendants and not just R. Kelly. If we allow the erosion of constitutional protections in cases like this, what's to stop similar abuses in the future? Today it's R. Kelly, but tomorrow it could be anyone else. And let's note that the principle at stake here transcends the particulars of this case. It's about ensuring that the justice system remains impartial, fair, and grounded in the rule of law. The ex-post-facto clause exists to prevent exactly this kind of overreach. By allowing retroactive interpretations of the law, we open the door to arbitrary prosecutions and undermine the very foundation of justice. The Department of Justice must be held to the highest standards, not just in this case but in all cases. Their actions should reflect a commitment to fairness, not a desire to win at any cost. So, where do we go from here? It's essential for legal professionals, scholars, and advocates to speak out against the misuse of ex-post-facto interpretations. The courts must remain vigilant in upholding constitutional protections, even in cases that evoke strong emotions or public pressure. And the public must remember that justice is not served by bending the rules, it's instead served by adhering to them no matter how challenging that may be. The R. Kelly's case is a cautionary tale, a reminder that the principles of justice must apply equally to all regardless of their notoriety or the severity of the allegations against them. If we abandon these principles in the pursuit of a conviction, we risk losing the very essence of what makes our legal system just. The use of ex-post-facto interpretations in the prosecution of R. Kelly is a troubling development that demands proper scrutiny. The Constitution's protections are not optional, and they shouldn't be. They are very essential, and that way they should be treated. However, when we allow those protections to be circumvented, we undermine the integrity of our entire legal system. It's time for us to stand up for the principles that make justice fair and impartial, ensuring that every individual, regardless of their fame or infamy, is treated with fairness under the law. If you want to be featured in our video releases, send us your clips by emailing them to hnnewsroom242@gmail.com or use Google Drive for larger files. Be sure to include your name and any details you'd like us to know. We can't wait to showcase your contributions. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.